Now at 5, trying to reach a verdict when deliberations will continue in the Delphi murders trial.
And racist text messages where people have received them here in Indiana and the fear those who got them are expressing.
Some sunshine today, but I am tracking a weekend rain chance in your forecast.
It's the best start in IU football history, and they're looking to make it even better come tomorrow.
The excitement building on campus tonight. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
It's 5 o'clock, and on this Friday night, the jury in the Delphi murders trial is back at their hotel tonight.
They did not reach a verdict after a full day of deliberations. Our team's been in Delphi all day watching and waiting for the verdict.
Samantha Johnson's been speaking with people in the community who want to see justice for the two teens, Abby and Libby.
And we're going to start our team coverage with our senior investigative reporter, Bob Siegel, as well as Emily Longnecker. And you all, 7 hours, you tell us, huh?
Yeah, ladies, the jury left here just about an hour ago after a full day of deliberations. They got here this morning at 9 a.m. We also know that they deliberated for about 2.5 hours yesterday. So all total, they've been working on this case for about 9 hours. They've got a lot to consider: 387 pieces of evidence, testimony from 64 witnesses. This is a jury that has been very engaged this entire process with a lot of questions. We don't really have a sense where their head is at because we're not allowed in the courtroom if they have any questions about testimony or any questions about evidence. We do know, though, that Richard Allen is allowed in that courtroom each time that they have a question. So are his defense attorneys, so is the state. We do know Richard Allen not here today. He is in Cass County Jail. That's about 30 minutes away, so it would take him some time to get here. So again, a lot to consider for this jury as they work on this and trying to decide guilty or not guilty for Richard Allen. Bob, are you surprised there was not a verdict that came down today?
No, I don't think anyone should be surprised that we do not have a verdict yet, and the reason is because this case is so incredibly nuanced. Keep in mind, the jury has to establish and make sure that they are understanding the full timelines, not only the timeline of the crimes and when they took place and when Bridge Guy was on the bridge with the victims, but also the timelines comparing the mental health of Richard Allen in comparison to his confessions. And the other big thing that is going to take time for the jury is all the contradictory testimony that they heard. The ballistics experts for the state and for the defense, the psychologists and the psychiatrists for both the defense and the state, they gave completely opposite testimony. So jurors are going to have to figure out which testimony is more credible, which testimony to believe, and that takes time. So Felicia and Ann, it could be several more days before we get a verdict here in Delphi.
All right, and we understand that they do not plan to do any deliberations on Sunday if they don't reach a verdict by tomorrow afternoon.
That is correct. The jury is scheduled to meet for at least 3 hours. They could meet all the way up to 4 o'clock tomorrow. And again, if they don't have a verdict by that point, then it will be Monday that they will begin their deliberations again.
Okay, Bob Siegel, Emily Longnecker reporting live in Delphi outside the courthouse. Thank you so much. And today we saw dozens of people spend all day outside the Carroll County Courthouse, hoping to be among the first to hear a verdict.
And this group included people from Delphi and from people who were from out of town. Samantha Johnson was outside the courthouse all day as well.
She joins us live tonight. And what have you learned from those folks?
Well, Felicia and Anne Marie, we heard from a wide variety of folks today, like you mentioned. Some folks who grew up here in Delphi and Carroll County, others like YouTubers and podcasters from around the world who make a living talking about this case. And today we saw so many of them come together to make signs outside the Carroll County Courthouse. Take a look at some of this video here. What was unique about these signs is they really supported all sides of this case. Some calling for justice for Abby and Libby, others supporting Richard Allen, one of them even reading, "We love you, Rick Allen." Others pretty critical of this investigation and of this case as a whole. We met one woman today. Her name is Jenny Kroom. She says she lives just outside of Carroll County. She told me she's friends with Libby's family, and she wanted to witness all that is happening in Carroll County right now and to see this case through.
The whole world's watching. and we've been watching from day one. It's went on too long, and we hope and pray that the truth is revealed today, and if it's not, that it comes soon.
We also heard from several people really in the last few weeks who say no matter the outcome of this case, they are really just praying for peace, not only for the victims' families, but also for this community as a whole. And we noticed new today, there were several of the local businesses here around the square put up blue and purple signs in their windows today, representing the favorite colors of Abby Williams and Libby German. We'll show you some of that video coming up tonight at 6.
Yeah, similar to the bows that we saw on the lights posts all around the courthouse for the first day of this trial, Sam. So some sinking there. All right, well, we're going to take a look at some of the major moments from the trial tonight during our Delphi debrief.
That's when Bob and Emily, they're going to be back with us at 10 on WTHR Plus with their in-depth analysis. You can find it on Apple TV, Roku, as well as Fire Stick. And breaking tonight at 5, we're getting our first look at edited body cam video showing a deadly shooting involving 2 IMPD officers.
Scott Swan's been watching that video, and he joins us now live in studio with what he sees in it. Scott?
Hi, ladies. IMPD just released this edited video this afternoon showing a shooting that took place back in August at a motel on Pendleton Pike. Officers were serving a narcotics search warrant to a man believed to be armed and dangerous. This video shows officers breaking glass and getting into the motel room. They say that 40-year-old Kentrail Small and a woman came out of the bathroom. Officers told them both to get on the ground. The woman complied. Small did not. Officers say they tried to put handcuffs on him, but he resisted, broke free, and grabbed a gun, and that's when 2 officers opened fire. SWAT officers provided medical aid. Small was taken to a hospital where he died. You see here this video showing the gun that Small allegedly grabbed, saying it shoots rifle rounds. And the video also shows a couple of other handguns discovered in their motel room. Police say they found fentanyl, cocaine, marijuana, and prescription pills. No officers were hurt that day. IMPD is telling us this incident is being investigated and the prosecutor's office is being consulted. This investigation is in its early stages, could take a year or longer to be complete.
All right, Scott, thank you so much for bringing us that.
The Marion County coroner now is trying to figure out what led to the death of a suspect accused of leading police on a chase and then running from officers before taking what they believe was drugs.
So it all started when an undercover officer with the FBI Safe Streets Task Force says he saw a drug deal involving a man with a gun Thursday afternoon. Metro Police tracked the suspect's car and tried to pull him over, but he led them on a chase, hitting a mailbox and a Metro Police car before crashing into another car.
Police believe the suspect swallowed drugs while struggling and resisting arrest. Medics said the suspect threw up the suspected drugs on the way to the hospital, but his condition got worse and he later died.
And the FBI is now investigating reports of racist and offensive text messages going to Black Americans across the U.S. and even right here in Indiana.
Yeah, perhaps you've seen them online. They've been widely distributing. There is no disagreement. These text messages are very disturbing. Karen Campbell joining us live in studio after looking into these reports.
Karen, what are people saying about these text messages?
Well, we know that these text messages were received just hours after the presidential election. And I mean, some people who've received these texts, they're frustrated. They're angry about that. Now, we know some of them have even been personalized, addressing them by their name. Now, those who receive those text messages, again, they're on edge and they want to know who's behind it. We know IU Bloomington confirmed that several Black students received the texts. Here's what some of them read. It says, "You have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation." The text continues and it says, "Our executive slaves will come to get you in a brown van. Be prepared to be searched on arrival to the plantation." Now, college students nationwide are expressing their fear and hurt.
It's worrisome. The whole election had people anxious, and then now we have to deal with random messages coming across our phone. To Black people, people of color, it's not fair.
A spokesperson for Attorney General Todd Rokita called the texts, quote, troubling but not surprising, and like prior scams and robo-texts, the AG's office will continue to work to identify those culprits and pursue possible enforcement actions.
Sunshine giving way to a few high clouds at this hour. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. We have 55 in Tipton, 58 Connorsville, 59 Crawfordsville, 60 Bunker Hill. But I'm going to bring this full screen. Check out the rainbow appearance here. What's happening? The ice crystals within these high level clouds. We've got reflection and refraction going on. Pretty view on this Friday early evening. If you're headed to high school football, take the jacket. Temperatures by the second half will be dropping into the 40s. Headed to IU tomorrow. Don't be surprised if you see a stray shower near 60.
All right, Angela, thank you for helping us get prepared, because the top 10 ranked Indiana Hoosiers are looking to keep their undefeated streak alive. They take on the Michigan Wolverines tomorrow afternoon.
Anna Chalker shares some of the excitement on campus now ahead of the big game.
It's quiet outside of Memorial Stadium, but in less than 24 hours, it'll sound like this.
It's been insane to have already be 9-0.
The Indiana Hoosiers hope to turn that 9 into a 10 when they take on the Michigan Wolverines Saturday afternoon.
We're just like rallying around like the team and like Kurt Signetti, so it's just a like really cool experience to see like everybody, even non-sport people, really getting into the season and enjoying it.
Throughout the season, students say they didn't think the team could stay undefeated or even be 8th in the AP poll.
We were all, I know, hesitant about like, are we actually going to win? Is it going to be like a repeat of last season?
But the Hoosiers proved them wrong, and that's all these students talk about.
Everybody will be like, Google me, like just quoting Kurt Signetti quotes or like the Go IU chant that he did.
With this new energy around this team comes new traditions. Every day before the big game, students spend their afternoon passing out rally towels like these to every single seat in Memorial Stadium.
It's cool to get like a bunch of different like sporting classes involved in it and just like talking to other fans and how excited we are for the games. You get a system going when you do this like 25,000 times.
Even if it means climbing to the highest seats, students are excited to welcome another sold-out crowd.
The amount of support that the team has right now, I think it will be able to keep building even just the rest of this year, and then into next year. I think it'll be a great experience for the whole team.
Expansion happening on and off the field during this historic season. In Bloomington, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
All right, it'll be an exciting game, and kickoff is set for 3:30 tomorrow afternoon.
And make sure you wear white, because it's going to be a white out. All right, caught on camera, yet another attempted break-in at a firearms store in Beech Grove.
How the suspects tried to get in this time, that's new at 5:30. Plus, dangerous wildfires tracking in California.
Why it's been such a battle to get this fire under control. Also, assembling a whole new administration.
The people the president-elect is considering for cabinet positions. Next.